What's going on, everybody? I wanted to do a video that pretty much everybody's going to be waiting for and anticipating, where I compare the new Galaxy S10 Plus to the iPhone XS Max. I can't get over the fact that iPhone went with iPhone XS. You get it? XS. I don't know if anybody caught on to that yet, but that's what they were trying to do there. So let's dive right into the specification comparison so we can see what we're going to be dealing with when the new Samsung phone comes out. Because basically they're going to be comparing those two phones together. So let's start off with the display. First of all, let us all understand that the 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display from Apple is made by Samsung. So Samsung is making Apple's displays. Everybody gets that, right? Great. It's got a scratch resistant cover over the display, and the resolution is 2688 by 1242. Okay. And it has a 458 ppi. Now, when we switch over to the Galaxy S10 Plus, the Galaxy S10 Plus is going to have a 6.3-inch dynamic AMOLED HDR Plus display with Gorilla Glass 6 covering it. Okay. The resolution is going to be 3040 by 1440 with a 522 ppi. Okay, so we all know who the winner is on that one. Samsung. Well, basically it's Samsung versus Samsung, considering Samsung makes the Apple displays. I'm never going to stop laughing about that, guys. But when you switch over to the chipset, Apple has a little bit of a leg up because they're using a 7nm chip, which is slightly better than Samsung's 8nm chip that they're going to be putting into the Galaxy S10 Plus. It's the Apple A12. It runs beautifully, and it does run smooth on an Apple iPhone. But also remember, the Apple iPhone isn't really doing much for that A12. I mean, it doesn't matter what chipset that you put in there that is a quality chipset, it's going to run smooth because it's not really running much. If you look at the operating system of an Apple iPhone and you compare it to the operating system of a Samsung, it is completely different. We're talking about if you take a glass of water, 2 glasses of water, and you fill them for a comparison on how much an operating system has in each phone, the Samsung's glass will be completely full while the Apple glass will be about a quarter way full. That's how minimal the operating system is in an Apple iPhone. So when people say the Apple iPhone runs so much smoother, okay, it may run a little bit smoother, except for the fact that it does nothing compared to what a Samsung phone can do. So, I mean, we already know that the Samsung phone is going to have a Exynos 9820, the new chipset from Samsung, and it's 8nm. So, if you want to compare in numbers, the Apple iPhone XS Max wins in that category. Okay. Now let's switch over to how much this phone is going to weigh. The Apple XS Max weighs 208 grams and it's 7.7 millimeters thick. The Galaxy S10 Plus, 175 grams and it's 7.8 millimeters thick. So the thickness is virtually the same exact, but the weight is a clear winner for Samsung. Now let's switch over to memory. The memory on an iPhone, you can get it in 64, 256, or 512 gigs of internal memory. That's actually not that bad. But then when you look at the Galaxy S10 Plus, it's going to be available in 128, 512, and a terabyte of memory. Okay, Samsung won that hands down. When you look at how much RAM it has, the iPhone only has 4 gigs of RAM. Meanwhile, the Samsung, the minimum that you're going to be able to get is 6. But you can bump it up to 8 or even 12 gigs of RAM. That is crazy. Samsung wins that one as well. Now let's talk about the camera, because everybody brags about how great the camera is on an Apple iPhone. Yeah, well, so does everybody with a Samsung. And the camera on the rear of an iPhone, it has two cameras, 12 megapixel, 12 megapixel. Meanwhile, the Samsung has 12 and 16. So it's going to give you those depth pictures a little bit better than an iPhone. The front-facing camera is where Samsung takes a step up again, where the iPhone has a 7 megapixel front-facing camera, the Samsung has a 10 megapixel front-facing camera. So, who wins on that one, guys? That's right, Samsung. And last but not least, we're going to compare the battery. 3174 mAh for the iPhone. And then when you look at the Samsung, it jumps up to 4100 mAh. That is a clear winner. 1000 mAh more in the Samsung. But I will say this. If you do the comparison and you use both phones, you have a Samsung user and an Apple iPhone user, and they're both using their phones all damn day. I guarantee that the iPhone is going to last almost, or if not as long as the Samsung, because once again, a Samsung phone gives you so many more things that you can do. So many more things. Let's talk about what else you're going to be getting with the Samsung phone that you can't get on an iPhone. The on-display fingerprint reader. We know that the fingerprint reader is completely gone on an iPhone. You're going to be able to do the battery share. So, you know, people with an Apple iPhone, they're not going to be able to charge their Apple headphones with their phone, but Samsung user is going to be able to pull those buds right out and charge it right from their phone. That's pretty spectacular. And also, if you don't want to coin up, and if Apple doesn't bundle in their new buds for pre-order, like I was saying in my other video, you don't really have to worry, because AKG headphones comes in the box for the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, which is awesome. So, all in all, if you think about this, the Galaxy S10 Plus completely destroys the XS Max. Completely destroys. Except for the one little factor of a 7 nanometer chip and an 8 nanometer chip, Samsung wins hands down. And I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter if we wait until September for the new iPhone to come out. I guarantee the Galaxy S10 Plus still destroys it without a doubt. So in the end, this is what I got. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you later.